Mate, what is with all these NRL fantasy podcasts? They all sound the fucking same. Welcome to the echo chamber.
Good evening and welcome to the very first podcast for the Echo Chamber for the season 2026. My name's Bryce. I'll be your host this evening. Joining me is Eddie. How you going, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Good, mate. Been a rough couple of years in fantasy, so I'm itching to get back into it and find a bit of redemption.
Yeah, you had a nice off season. Forgot about 2025.
Yeah. I didn't even end up watching the fucking top 8. I was fucking so over it at that point that I just tuned out, and it's really only the other day that I just sort of even thought about fucking rugby league again. But fucking now the game's open, I'm back into it. Fucking same as every year. As soon as it's open, I fucking can't help myself.
Yeah, frothing to see what's going on this year. It should be an interesting year. They've decided they're going to change a lot of prices on a lot of relevant players before we even get into the game. So, going to make the game interesting.
Bit of that.
Yeah. Tonight we're going to go through the hookers. We're going to go through all the hookers for the game. There's a couple of interesting people we want to talk about. There's also a lot that's just not relevant this year. So, pretty much cost-wise, the top 6 pretty much just aren't really worth talking about as far as value goes.
I think we should probably talk about Grant, just because he's 13%. He's 13% owned, so there's a decent amount of people that own him.
Yeah, so Grant is a lock, right? If he's just a lock in your team, you're picking him to play week in, week out. He's the gun you go for.
He's not in my team, but he's definitely a gun you can go for. He's probably the best hooker.
Yeah, scoring wise.
But there is some cheaper options. But yeah, I think he's a pretty decent option. Him or Blake Brayley, like you could justify either of them, really.
You think Brayley will back up this year?
He probably won't reach the heights that he reached last year, but he could still be the. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he was the top hooker this year still.
I'm not quite as enthusiastic with Blake as what he seemed to be. I think he's.
I don't have him. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to come back down to earth a little bit. Definitely had a season like his best season last year. So
yeah, I definitely don't think he'll improve upon it in fantasy anyway.
Yeah, he's gone from like a mid-40s guy to a low 50s average in 1 year. So I probably expect him to come back down to mid to high 40s this year. To be perfectly honest. But
That's fair enough.
You're going to go with Brayley. You once again you're picking a premium option at hooker when there is a fair bit of value there.
That's it.
Damien Cook is an interesting one with the news that Little has gone down with an injury though. So it's not something I was really going to talk too much about. With fact, Little was there, but the news Little is injured. That's an interesting one to start with now.
Yeah, I haven't even really considered him yet. I probably won't get him, but it depends. If it comes round 1 and there's literally no one on the interchange that can play hooker, then it'll be a different story.
Because he is an elite guy when he's got the spot.
Yeah. Do they have the same coach as last year? I lose track of who's.
Yeah, I don't believe they changed. They still got Shane Flanagan.
It's fun to see for round 1 anyway. He's not in my team currently, but if there's no hooker on the bench, then yeah, it's definitely something I could have to reconsider at least.
Yeah, now, Cameron Watson is not going to be a hooker, and I just think that there's too many minutes disappearing from Cameron to be an option.
Yeah, not this year.
Yeah, so many mouths to feed at the Roosters. Cam's probably going to be the one that suffers there. Connor Watson, not Cam. Cam plays a different game.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, sorry, mate. So JMK, he is injured for the start of the year, so he's not going to be an option for anyone. Verrills, word is that the other guy that plays hooker is going to be playing lock today in a tweet from about the Titans. So that's a little bit interesting. Who else is at the Titans?
The just Randall here talking about. I'm not too sure. I haven't really looked too closely at
I
the
haven't looked at
Titans,
it.
to be honest.
Yeah, they got no
Sam
one else.
Verrills,
So that's
yeah.
Sam Verrills and then Randall's the only ones they got listed as hooker apart from Summerton. So
I don't think I could bring myself to pay over 600k for Verrills in round one, though. I
a
just
lot of
don't
money,
see it.
isn't it?
Only 0.14% of teams have him, which is probably auto teams as well. So I don't think too many people are looking at him.
Yeah. I think there's other better options at the Titans that you want.
Yeah.
Then we go down to Wade Egan. I don't know. I just don't think he's a great option. He was a great option for a little bit last year, but not so much now.
No, I agree.
Happy Carousel's got a bye, so he's not really going to be an option for round one. Reece Robson moving to the Roosters. What's your thoughts?
The price at first glance seems good, but I don't know if he plays 80 minutes at the Roosters. Like the only way, the best case scenario is he gets the same amount of minutes that he was already getting because he was already 80. So there's only really one way, and that's down. You could argue that maybe he'll do more running there or whatever, but I'm not real stoked on him, and he's not going to be on my team.
Yeah, I don't see Reece getting the minutes that's required for him. Like he needs 80 minutes. He's not going to get them.
Well, you don't want to pay 579k for a 60-minute Reece Robson, which is a massive danger of happening.
Yeah,
because Connor Watson will be in the team, so like you're not going to know until fucking after the first round whether he plays 80 minutes or not, and even then, like who knows what it'll be week by week. No, I think there's better options, but if you think he's going to play 80 every week, then go for it.
Yeah, don't see it. I just can't see it. That they got so many people that play in the middle. Like,
I agree.
Connor's got to be on the field as well, so that's probably where he's going to go. Probably just jump down to somebody that's going to be relevant this year, and Jake Simpkin. No one really to challenge him. They got Zach Docker-Clay, who I see as more of a backup than someone challenging for the first team.
Well, who's he ever successfully challenged for a fucking regular starting spot in the NRL?
That's right. So Jake Simpkin looks like he's got that spot locked down. In 80 minutes, his stats say that he's a pretty decent buy.
Yeah, even just if you use a sort of 60 plus filter, I think his average comes out while starting at hooker. I think his average comes out like 48 or something. Crazy stat. Last year when he started at hooker, this is an 8-game sample, so it's pretty decent. He averaged 56. To be fair, that's definitely on the high side for him, and I'm not going into it expecting that, but like it shows you the massive upside that's there at 509k. And even if I paid 509k and then he just stayed injury free, getting 48 a game, like I'd be fucking pretty chuffed with that, to be honest. So he's in my team currently.
Yeah, he's priced at 38. You do that 60 minutes, which you expect him to get at a minimum 48, 10 points of value. I think he's a pretty safe buy. Doesn't have a buy for a while too, I don't think.
And just cap friendly. Yeah, definitely keen on him.
When do Manly have their first buy? Oh, round 3, so they do have an early buy, but his schedule's pretty good through Origin.
Yeah, an early buy is not a big deal when it's Manly because I don't think too many teams are going to be loaded up with Manly players. He's the only Manly guy I'm seriously considering.
Same for me. Next on interesting people to look at list is probably going to be Reed Marnie.
That's definitely the next one.
He's currently the highest owned hooker in the game, 30%. I've got worries he's not going to get 80.
Oh, really? Because the Cowboys do often seem to like an 80-minute hooker. I mean, they're your boys, though. Talk to me about that. Why do you think that?
So, because Reece Robson didn't play 80 the last 3 games of the year last year,
That could have been burnout, maybe, though. But yeah,
potentially. But yeah, I just don't think he's going to play 80. I think they've got the Hayward kid on the bench for a reason, and he'll come in and he'll play some hooker, 20 minutes or so.
okay.
And unfortunately, Reed needs 80 minutes, I think. Although last year I owned him and it hurt me a lot. But his best performing games for me were when he only played 60 minutes.
What's he priced at? Like 36 or something?
Yeah, he's cheap. Cheap for what he can put
Yeah,
out if he gets the minutes.
if he can get the good minutes and fucking get to mid-40s or something, which when he's not at his worst, he can. He generally would sort of be a mid-40s scorer. Fucking. And I'd take that. We'll see what the bench makeup is, but yeah, at the moment, and the thing is, if at this level of ownership, which is what 30%, if he does come out and fucking play 80 minutes and find some decent form, and you don't get on him, it's going to hurt a lot. So at the moment, I do have both Reed and
Simpkin.
Simpkin. They're both in my team at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. The other thing with Reed is he plays it over in Vegas. So yeah, you gotta if he gets a good score, then you feel good about yourself for a week while everyone else is waiting to see what their hookers get too. Always
Yeah,
that. Or you got a week to feel about how shit you are.
or vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah. where's something to be fun with. Yeah, we'll just have to wait for the bench for that one. Next is gonna be, I guess it's Brandon Smith down at 300k.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. Oh, no, a lot of people are looking at that fucking what's his name, Hayward or some shit.
Bailey from the Bailey Hayward from
Yeah,
the Bulldogs. He's at 375. Now he is
yeah.
someone that he's in my team on the bench. That's why I scrolled past him.
I looked at him. I can definitely see the appeal. He's DPP too, isn't he?
Yeah,
I would. He's not a very exciting pick for me. When I looked into his stats, even when he's playing hooker with getting like 70 minutes a game, his average is like 34 or something. Seems quite ploddy. Um, Not a great scorer. I don't know. It just seems like it might be a fucking like a fucking Billy Walters 2.0 sort of pick. He'll just come in and do okay, and that's about it.
that's a pretty accurate description. I think almost.
Like he's not going to fuck your season. But I could just see myself getting frustrated with a player like that.
Yeah.
Sort of his scores, like he's slow burning up some money, but like you don't really want to play him in your 17, but he's nowhere near base price. I don't know, I don't see a lot of upside, so I'll be passing.
Yeah,
But I can see why people might be keen though. But I wouldn't talk you out of him. But I don't see myself getting him.
so the upsides are he's clearly going to be the Bulldogs number 9. He played the last 5 or 6 games the season last year, starting at hooker. That's the only time he started at hooker, and in that time he averaged 34. He started pretty well with a 40, 48 to 42 in like 60 to 75 minutes, but then he got a 27 and a 13 to hurt his average. So
And I'd be very, very surprised if he ends up in like some sort of 80-minute role.
yeah, he didn't play 80 minutes at all. It was 65 to 70 minutes every single game.
Yeah.
He's not going to be an 80-minute hooker.
Yeah.
Even at that 60 minutes, you've probably got about 8 points of value, 9 points of value there. DPP is good. I think if you're choosing
What's he
between
priced at?
28.
Oh, nah, it might be more like 6 points of value.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to average 34. I think he'll average 36,
Might.
37. Like,
I Yeah, I wouldn't talk anyone out of him. I just think that there's more interesting picks. maybe if fucking Reed ends up looking dodgier than I thought, or something, then I might consider him. But at the moment, I'm liking Simpkin, I'm liking Reed, and I'm liking Cheese more than him. But
Yeah.
if Cheese or Reed were to not work out, then he'd be an alternative I'd look at for sure.
Yeah, so see, Bailey is sort of like a cheese alternative, vice versa, because they're both DPP. They're both
Yeah,
relatively cheap. It's just about picking the one that's going to get the role, right, and get the points. Like, at least we know
yeah,
what
yeah.
Bailey's role is going to be. We don't really have any idea what Smith's role is going to be.
No, if Smith's not starting, we may as well just start talking about Smith
Yeah,
now, since we already kind of are. If he's not starting, I'm not interested. Honestly, like his ownership's high as fuck, and he's so cheap. Like I've been burned by him so much times before from me getting him thinking he's going to bounce back, and he's just the gayest cunt to own. But I don't know. There's a bit of narrative about the rehab and getting off the piss and stuff, and if that's all true, maybe there'll be a form bounce back. But I guess the thing is, with that high ownership, if he does start, and if he ends up playing like 65 minutes a game and fucking averaging like 40 when he's priced at like 22, if everyone else has got him and you don't, fucking
it's going to hurt.
you look like a bit of a retard. And then you'd end up in one of those situations where you're like, after the first week, you're like, nah, fucking, it was just a fucking fluke, fucking, I won't make a trade. And then suddenly, fucking, he's gone up to like 400k, and then you're trying to decide whether now that he's more expensive, if it's worth it, and you just never end up getting him. That sort of shit happened to me too much over the last couple of years, and I think it's part of the reason why my ranks were shit. So I'm not playing that game again. If he's starting, he's going to be on my team.
Yeah. My counterpoint to that is it's Brandon Smith.
Yeah, like I'd be happy as to get like if he I'd be happy almost if he didn't get picked, and then like it gives me a reason to not pick him.
Yeah. But you're right. He needs to be starting, and I believe I don't think he's going to start, mate. Honestly, I think Memo's clearly the guy that they like there. So
I don't know.
And I think that's it as far as hookers go, mate. Like, there's nothing else really out
Nah,
there. Like, there's a little bit of an interesting thing happening at the Raiders. Like, what's gonna happen there? Does Jaden Brayley get the goal to start? Does Starling get it? Are they going to share? But that's something we're gonna have to watch out for, because if either of them boys get big minutes, we know what they can score like. So there's definitely something you're gonna have to watch.
yeah, I haven't even considered them. I don't think either of them will get anywhere close to 80.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna share it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about as far as the hookers go? You're going to go with a
No, not really.
Simpkin, somebody. That's where you're at right now.
Yeah, at the moment I've got Simpkin, I've got Reed, and I've got Cheese down in my emergencies as well. So that's what I'm rolling with at the moment, and I'm unlikely to change it until new information comes out closer to the time.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. We're so far away. We haven't even had a buy, not a buy, a trial yet, and the game literally only
Yeah,
opened like yesterday. So
yeah.
I'm sure we'll update people as we go on about who, what, where in the house. But at the moment, I've got Mr. Grant and I've got Hayward team as sort of my hooker thing. I've had Simpkin. Simpkin allows me to upgrade in other places, but yeah, it's gonna be a good season. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we can all kick ass.
Yeah, have we got a league code ready yet?
We do have a league code ready, and it will be in the description.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, so join up, Open League. It's out there. It's ready to go. Well, look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yeah, we're looking at doing middles next Tuesday, are we?
Yeah, Tuesday evening, probably out late Tuesday, early Wednesday. Body from now on. We'll go through it, middles, edges, halves. We only got about 4 weeks though, so we might have to squeeze a second one in somewhere. Make sure that they're done.
Yeah, we'll cram it all in.
Yeah.
We'll probably want to cover trials at some point too. But
Some
sweet
shit.
man. I'll catch you on Tuesday then.
Yeah, we actually finally got a quick one done, Eddy.
Yeah, fucking for once in our lives.
All right, mate. Cheers.
All right, catch up.